Prologue, December 1814. Every year the Duke and Duchess of Hereford hosted a festive ball on Christmas Eve, and every year they featured a titillating item of entertainment with which to enthrall their guests. The ball was a gala event, all of society was invited, and the evening's display was always something unexpected. It might be the performance of a new piece of music, a scene from a play not yet in the theatres, perhaps a game, maybe some magic, a reading from the very latest fashionable novel, a ballet, or a display by acrobats. This year they would be presenting the waltz. Previously judged sinfully decadent, recently the waltz had been given the seal of approval by no less than the patronesses of Almack's, although, it must be noted, strict rules still applied. The Duchess, despite her rather aloof demeanour, had been rebellious when a child, and her wild streak lurked. This manifested not only in her cool disregard for protocol, insisting she be addressed as Lady Hereford by her charges, declaring she was neither her husband's mother nor in her dotage, but also prompted her to seek out amusements guaranteed to scandalise the stuffier members of society. The waltz slotted into that category perfectly. She had determined there would be 10 ladies, the incomparables of the winter season, to be partnered by the 10 most eligible bachelors. The ladies had been rehearsing most afternoons for 2 weeks, as had their gentlemen partners, coming together under close supervision for half an hour at the end of each session. All were enjoying it immensely, and none would be surprised if, by the night of the ball, more than one couple was inclined to extend their partnership beyond a simple dance. This particular afternoon, the group had only just arrived, and were awaiting their taskmistress. Most were twittering about the latest gossip, and, although practising, were not really paying attention to their steps. All seemed as normal when the chamber orchestra, who had been warming up their instruments, stopped playing so abruptly the ladies nearly tripped over one another. Bewildered, they glanced around to see a handsome woman who looked more remote than usual, standing in the doorway of the opulent ballroom. Lady Hereford! They curtsied as one, the soft material of their dresses billowing as they sank towards the floor, pretty pastel hues evoking spring buds bursting into flower. Lady Hereford came forward slowly. She studied them for a moment, then said quietly, "I'm afraid I have some sad news to impart. I have just been informed Lady Emmeline was thrown from her horse this morning, and did not survive the fall." The young ladies stared at their benefactor in shock, mouths hanging open in the most unladylike fashion. They had been wondering why Emmeline wasn't there. She was invariably early to practice. She was the brightest of them all, always happy, nothing got her down. She could make even these interminable dance lessons fun. Emmeline couldn't be dead. She just couldn't. Taught from an early age to control extremes of emotion, the remaining 9 confined themselves to muttering fretfully under their breath. "Your Grace," one of their number, Constance, ventured. "Yes, Constance?" Cold blue eyes warmed slightly at the young woman's obvious nerves. Constance hesitated. "Come on, girl, spit it out. I don't have all day." "I have no desire to sound impertinent or insensitive, but what about, do you, should we—" Constance ground to a halt, unsure how to phrase what they were all thinking. "You wish to know whether we should still perform at the ball?" Relieved nods all around. "I think it is important we do, but 'tis too close to the performers to find a substitute for Emmeline. We shall leave the number at 9. "What about Lord Bramwell? He was her partner, and she was going—" Diana, another of their number, trailed off. It was long known Lady Emmeline Fortescue and Jasper Ogilvy, Viscount Bramwell, were expected to wed this coming summer. Although no date had been set, the couple was inseparable, both families approving their courtship. A rather shy but affable gentleman, they all knew and liked him. Jasper would be devastated. "All the more reason not to introduce another partner for Lord Bramwell, who will have little to be joyful about this Christmas," Lady Hereford said, somewhat bracingly, unwilling to let her charges wallow. "Now, come on, ladies, no time to stand about mourning. Emmeline would be most upset if you let all your hard work go to waste. You know how much she loved this dance." Lady Hereford nodded to the musicians, and Mozart's beautiful melody filled the room. The Duchess worked them hard, leaving little time to dwell on the tragedy, and by the end of the afternoon she believed they were ready.